I'm standing in a courtroom right now, watching my sister smile like she's already won, and I'm about to watch that smile disappear in the most satisfying way possible. But let me back up, because you need to understand how we got here. How a sister can actually sue her brother for his house. How parents can support that lawsuit. And how staying quiet for 12 years was the best decision I ever made. My name's Nathan. I'm 35. I work in real estate investment. And I own 12 properties worth about $3.2 million. My family has no idea. Well, they didn't. Until about 2 minutes ago when the judge said something that made my sister's face go white and my parents stopped clapping. Let me start from the beginning. I have an older sister, Lisa. She's 38. Growing up, Lisa was the favorite. Not subtly, obviously, painfully, the favorite. When I was 10, I won a science fair. 3rd place out of 200 kids. Brought home my ribbon, excited to show my parents. Dad looked up from his newspaper for exactly 3 seconds. That's nice, Nathan. That same week, Lisa made the JV cheerleading squad. Not varsity. JV, as a sophomore, which was expected. My parents threw her a surprise party. Invited the whole family. Bought a cake that said, "Our Star." I learned early, my achievements were nice. Hers were celebrated. In high school, I got a full scholarship to State College. Academic and housing covered. My parents' response? Good, that'll save us money. You'll need to work summers to contribute to expenses. I worked every summer. Landscaping, retail, whatever I could find. Sent money home for expenses. Lisa flunked out of college after 2 years. My parents paid her rent for 3 years while she figured things out. Never asked her to contribute a dime. The pattern was clear. I was expected to handle myself. Lisa was taken care of. So I learned to handle myself. Got a real estate license at 22. Started as an agent, made decent money, lived cheap. At 23, I bought my first property. A small condo, 1 bedroom, rough neighborhood. Paid $87,000. Put 20% down, saved every penny for 2 years. Told my parents about it at Sunday dinner. Mom, that's risky, sweetie. Real estate can be volatile. Dad, you sure you can afford the mortgage? Lisa, why would you want to own in that neighborhood? No congratulations, just concern and judgment. Meanwhile, that same year, Lisa got engaged to Todd. My parents gave them $15,000 for a wedding. I got a lecture about responsible financial planning. That's when I made a decision. I would build wealth quietly. No announcements, no updates, just work. Over the next 12 years, I did exactly that. The condo? Rented it out after 2 years. Bought a second property, then a third. Each property paid for by rental income from the previous ones, plus my real estate commissions. I lived modestly, kept my old Honda Civic. Lived in a decent but not flashy house, my primary residence, which I bought at 26. 3 bedrooms, nice neighborhood, nothing ostentatious. My parents thought it was the only property I owned. Thought I was doing okay as a realtor, but nothing special. They had no idea that by 35 I owned. My primary residence, $450,000 value, paid off completely. 11 rental properties, ranging from condos to small multifamily units. Total portfolio value, $3.2 million monthly rental income, $1,800 net worth after mortgages, approximately $2.1 million. I drove the same old Honda, wore regular clothes, lived in the same house, went to Sunday dinners and listened to them talk about Lisa's life, her struggles, her kids. Never mentioned that I was making more in passive income than most people make working full-time. Why? Because I'd learned my lesson. Success made me a target. Every time I'd achieved something growing up, it either got minimized or turned into an opportunity for Lisa to feel bad about herself, which meant I had to feel guilty. So I stopped sharing. Built my empire in silence. Sunday dinners became a routine. Every week at my parents' house. Me, Lisa, her husband Todd, their 2 kids. The conversations were always the same. Lisa's retail job, Todd's sales numbers, the kids' activities. My parents doting on Emma and Jack, their grandkids. When they asked about me, Still doing the real estate thing, Nathan? Yeah, still at it. Good, good. Stable income? Can't complain. Then back to Lisa. It was fine. I didn't need their attention. I had my business, my investments, my life. But Lisa was struggling. Always struggling. Todd worked in sales, inconsistent income. Lisa worked retail part-time. 2 kids, always behind on bills, always stressed, and always asking me for money. Started small. Hey Nathan, can I borrow $200? I'll pay you back next week. Never paid back. But I'd help because that's what family does, right? Over 10 years, the small loans added up. $500 here for car repairs, $200 there for security deposit, $2,500 for medical bills, $3,800 when Todd lost his job, $5,000 for credit card debt. I kept track. Every Venmo transfer, every check, every "I'll pay you back, I promise" text message. Total loaned over 10 years, $47,000. Total repaid, $0. 2 years ago, I stopped. Told Lisa I couldn't help anymore. She cried. But you're my brother. Family helps family. I've helped for 10 years. You've never paid back a cent. I've been struggling. You know that. And I've given you $47,000. That's a lot of help. She didn't talk to me for a month, but she got over it when she needed something else. Then, 6 months ago, things got worse for Lisa and Todd. They were being evicted, 3 months behind on rent, credit cards maxed, car repossessed. Sunday dinner became an intervention. My parents called it a family meeting. Everyone gathered in their living room. Serious faces all around. Dad, Nathan, we need to discuss something important. Me, okay? Lisa, Todd and I are in trouble, real trouble. We're going to lose our apartment. I stayed quiet. Mom, they need help, significant help. Me, I already gave. Dad, we know about the loans. This is different. Lisa, we need a place to live. Your house has 3 bedrooms. You're single. You don't need all that space. I blinked. What? Todd, we're asking if we can move in, temporarily, just until we get back on our feet. The room went silent. Everyone staring at me. Me, no? Lisa, what? Me, no, you can't move into my house. Mom, Nathan, don't be selfish. They have children. Me, that's not my problem to solve. Dad, not your problem? They're family. Me, and it's my house, my space, my sanctuary. The answer is no. Lisa started crying. I can't believe you're doing this to us. Todd, we have kids, man. They're going to be homeless. Me, there are other apartments, cheaper neighborhoods, options. Dad, options they can't afford. You have room. You have the ability to help. Me, I've helped for 10 years. $47,000 worth of help. I'm done. I stood up, grabbed my jacket. Mom, where are you going? Me, home, to my house, that I'm not sharing. I left, drove home, blocked out the guilt they were trying to pile on. That was 4 months ago. 3 weeks after that dinner, I got a letter. Certified mail, legal letterhead. Lisa was suing me for co-ownership of my house. Her claim, my parents had verbally promised her that the house would be split between us as inheritance, that she'd contributed to the down payment, that there was a family understanding the house was shared property. All lies. My parents never promised her anything. It was my house, bought with my money. She never contributed to the down payment. The one time she gave me money was $500 for groceries when I was 24. I'd paid her back. There was no family understanding. It was my property, in my name, bought and paid for by me. But she was suing anyway, and my parents were supporting her. I called my dad. Did you know about this lawsuit? We think it's fair, Nathan. That house is too big for one person. So you're okay with her suing me for my own property? We're okay with you doing the right thing. I hung up. Called my lawyer. I had one, because successful real estate investors have lawyers. He read the lawsuit, laughed. This is completely baseless. Don't worry. How long will it take? Few months. Discovery, court date, will win easily. And my family? He paused. That's not my department, but they're really doing this? Yeah. I'm sorry, man. The next months were surreal. My family, my parents, my sister were actively trying to take my house. Extended family took sides. Most sided with Lisa because she has kids and Nathan's being selfish. Aunt Carol, I heard you won't even let your sister's family stay with you. Uncle Mike, that's cold, nephew. Cousins posted passive-aggressive Facebook statuses about family loyalty. I said nothing. Just prepared for court. Discovery happened. Lisa's lawyer requested my financial documents. I provided documents related only to the house in question. Purchase records, mortgage statements showing it was paid off, deed with my name only, nothing about my other properties, not relevant to the case. Lisa's lawyer thought I was a struggling realtor with one house. Perfect. Court day arrived. I wore a simple suit, nothing expensive, drove my old Honda to the courthouse. Lisa showed up in her struggling single mother outfit, worn jeans, old sweater, looked tired and desperate. My parents came too, sat behind Lisa in the gallery. Moral support. The judge called court to order. Lisa's lawyer went first. Your Honor, my client Lisa Morrison is a struggling mother of two who was promised co-ownership of a family property by her parents. Her brother has refused to honor this agreement, leaving her homeless while he lives alone in a 3-bedroom house. Emotional appeal, playing the sympathy card. My lawyer stood. Your Honor, these claims are completely without merit. Ms. Morrison never contributed to the property. There was no verbal agreement. She has no legal standing. Back and forth. Lisa's lawyer producing evidence. Text messages where I said, family should help family, taken out of context. A check for $500 from 12 years ago, which I'd repaid. My lawyer systematically destroyed each claim. Then the judge asked me directly, Mr. Harding, is this property at 847 Maple Street your primary residence? Me. Yes, Your Honor. Judge, and you live there alone? Me. Yes, Your Honor. Lisa's lawyer. Exactly. A 3-bedroom house for one person while a family of 4 faces homelessness. The judge held up a hand, looked at his screen, frowned. Wait a moment. Everyone went quiet. The judge scrolled through something on his computer, squinted, looked up at me. Mr. Harding, according to county property records, you own multiple properties? My lawyer stood. Your Honor, Mr. Harding's other properties aren't relevant to... The judge waved him down. I'm just clarifying. Mr. Harding, this property at 847 Maple Street, it's listed here as one of 12 properties under your name. Is that correct? The courtroom went silent. My parents' heads snapped toward me. Lisa's mouth fell open. Her lawyer frantically flipped through papers. I looked directly at the judge. Calmly. Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. Lisa stood up, face red. What? No, he only has one house. The judge. Ms. Morrison, sit down. But she didn't. She was shaking. He lied. He's been lying to us for years. My parents were staring at me like I was a stranger. The judge looked at me with something like curiosity. Mr. Harding, you own 12 properties? Me. Yes, Your Honor. Judge. And this is your primary residence? One of 12? Me. That's correct. The judge looked back at his screen. I could see the wheels turning. Interesting. He looked at Lisa. Ms. Morrison, you're suing for co-ownership of one of your brother's 12 properties? Lisa. I didn't know about... He never said... This isn't... Her lawyer grabbed her arm, pulled her down to whisper frantically. My parents weren't even pretending to hide their shock. Mom's hand over her mouth. Dad just staring. The judge turned to my lawyer. Counsel, does Mr. Harding wish to present his full financial disclosure? My lawyer smiled. We'd be happy to, Your Honor. And that's when Lisa's whole world started to fall apart. My lawyer stood up, pulling out a folder that suddenly felt very heavy in the quiet courtroom. Your Honor, if I may present Mr. Harding's complete financial portfolio. The judge nodded. Proceed. My lawyer handed documents to the clerk, who passed them to the judge. Then he turned to face the courtroom, face Lisa, her lawyer, my parents. Mr. Nathan Harding owns the following properties. He began reading from the list. Property 1, 847 Maple Street, primary residence. Purchase price $285,000. Current value $450,000. Mortgage status, paid in full. Lisa's lawyer's pen froze mid-note. Property 2, 1240 Oak Avenue, 2-bedroom condo. Purchase price $87,000. Current value $165,000. Generates $1,400 monthly rental income. My parents were leaning forward now, listening to every word. Property 3, 556 Pine Street, 3-bedroom townhouse. Purchase price $175,000. Current value $285,000. Generates $1,850 monthly rental income. My lawyer continued through all 12 properties. Each address, each purchase price, each current value, each monthly rental amount. By property 8, Lisa was crying. By property 10, my dad's face had gone completely white. By property 12, the courtroom was dead silent except for my lawyer's voice. Total portfolio value, $3.2 million. Total monthly rental income, $18,400. Mr. Harding's net worth, after remaining mortgages, approximately $2.1 million. He set down the papers. Let the numbers sink in. The judge looked at me. Mr. Harding, you built this portfolio while working as a real estate agent? Yes, Your Honor, over 12 years. Started with one condo at 23. Impressive, he turned to Lisa. Ms. Morrison, you were unaware your brother owned this portfolio? Lisa could barely speak. I thought he had one house. He drives an old car. He never said. He wasn't obligated to disclose his finances to you, the judge said flatly. Lisa's lawyer stood, trying to salvage anything. Your Honor, this actually strengthens our case. Mr. Harding clearly has the means to help his sister. This strengthens nothing, the judge interrupted. This is a property dispute, not a charity hearing. Ms. Morrison has no claim to any of Mr. Harding's properties. My lawyer wasn't done. Your Honor, we'd also like to present our countersuit. Lisa's head snapped up. What countersuit? Mr. Harding is countersuing for $47,000 in unpaid loans, plus interest, court costs, and legal fees. My lawyer produced another stack of papers. Bank statements. Venmo transfers. Text screenshots. Every loan documented. Over 10 years, Ms. Morrison borrowed money from her brother 23 times, each time promising repayment. Total amount, $47,000. Amount repaid, 0. He showed the judge text messages. Thanks, bro. I'll pay you back next month, I promise. You're a lifesaver. I'll get this back to you soon. Just need to get through this month, I'll make it right. The judge reviewed them. His expression said everything. Ms. Morrison, did you borrow this money? Lisa. Those were gifts. Family helps family. My lawyer. The text messages clearly indicate loans with promised repayment. Judge. Ms. Morrison, did you ever repay any of these amounts? Long silence. Lisa. I was going to. Things have been hard. The judge removed his glasses, rubbed his eyes. Let me make sure I understand this correctly. Ms. Morrison, you borrowed $47,000 from your brother over 10 years. Never repaid a cent. Then sued him for co-ownership of his house, one of 12 properties he owns, because you believe you're entitled to it? Lisa. I have kids. I'm about to be homeless. He has all this money and he won't help. That's not how the law works. Your financial hardship doesn't entitle you to your brother's property. He looked at both lawyers. Here's my ruling. The courtroom held its breath. Ms. Morrison's claim for co-ownership is dismissed. There is no evidence of any agreement, verbal or otherwise. No evidence of financial contribution. This case is entirely without merit. Lisa made a choking sound. Furthermore, regarding Mr. Harding's countersuit, Ms. Morrison, you owe your brother $47,000 in unpaid loans. Adding court costs, and Mr. Harding's legal fees, the total judgment is $56,400. Todd, who'd been silent this whole time, stood up. What? We don't have that kind of money. Judge, then you shouldn't have filed a frivolous lawsuit. Judgment for Mr. Harding. Case closed. He banged the gavel. Lisa collapsed into her chair, sobbing. Todd stormed out of the courtroom, slamming the door. My parents just sat there, staring at me like I was someone they'd never met. I stood up, buttoned my suit jacket, walked out calmly. Behind me, I heard Lisa screaming, "This isn't over! This isn't over!" But it was. Outside the courthouse, I made it maybe 20 feet before my parents caught up. Dad grabbed my arm. "Nathan, stop!" I turned, looked at his hand on my arm. He let go. Mom's face was red, tears streaming. 12 properties? 12? And you never told us? You never asked. Dad, don't be smart. You let us think you were barely getting by. I never said I was barely getting by. You assumed. Lisa came out then, mascara running, Todd behind her looking murderous. Lisa screamed, "You lied to us for years." I didn't lie. I just didn't share my financial information, which I wasn't obligated to do. We're family. Family just sued me for my house. Mom. She was desperate. She has children. And I had $47,000 that I loaned her over 10 years. How much more was I supposed to give? Dad. You could have told us you were doing well. We would have been proud. I actually laughed. No, you wouldn't have. That's not fair. Remember when I bought my first condo? You told me I was being risky and irresponsible. Remember when I got my real estate license? You asked when I was going to get a real job. Remember when Lisa flunked out of college and you paid her rent for 3 years? I was in college on scholarship, working summers, sending money home. Did you ever think to be proud of that? Silence. Every time I succeeded at anything, you either minimized it or made Lisa feel bad, which made me feel guilty. So I stopped telling you. And you know what? It felt amazing. Lisa, you watched us suffer. You could have helped. I gave you $47,000. What more did you want? You have millions. You could have given us a house. I have 12 properties because I worked for them, bought them, managed them. You have nothing because you're bad with money. Todd stepped forward. Watch it. No, you watch it. Your wife just tried to steal my house, lost, and now owes me $56,000. Maybe worry about that. Mom was crying harder now. How could you hide this from us? How could you support her suing me? Dad, we didn't think you had anything else. We thought that house was all you had. And that made it okay? To take the one thing you thought I owned? No answer. That's what I thought. I turned to walk away. Lisa shouted, "Where are you going to get the money? I can't pay that." Not my problem. The court will garnish your wages. I'll lose everything. I stopped. Turned back. Looked her dead in the eye. You already lost everything, the second you filed that lawsuit. I got in my Honda, drove away. In my rearview mirror, my sister sobbing in my mother's arms. My father staring after my car. Todd kicking a trash can. I felt nothing. The fallout was immediate. By that evening, extended family knew. Someone had been in the courthouse. Word spread fast. Aunt Carol called. Is it true? Lisa sued you for your house? Yeah. And you have 12 properties? Yeah. Oh my God. Good for you, Nathan. That's incredible. Thanks. I'm so sorry we believed her side of things. We didn't know. It's fine. Uncle Mike texted. Heard what happened. You're a badass. Proud of you. Cousins started reaching out. People who'd sided with Lisa suddenly very interested in my real estate advice. I ignored most of it. Meanwhile, Lisa's life was falling apart in real time. The judgment was entered into the court system. Her wages would be garnished, 25% of every paycheck going directly to me until the full $56,400 was paid. At her retail job making $2,400 a month, that meant $600 per paycheck, leaving her with $1,800 monthly. Still behind on rent. Still buried in debt. Now, with a judgment bleeding her dry. Todd was furious. Their marriage, already strained, started cracking. I heard through Ryan, my younger brother who'd stayed neutral, that they were fighting constantly. "You sued your brother and lost everything," Todd screaming. "I was trying to help us," Lisa screaming back. "You were being greedy," Ryan called me a week after the trial. "Dude, can we talk?" "Sure." We met at a coffee shop. He looked tired. "I didn't know you were loaded," he said. "Does it matter?" "No, but it's cool. I'm proud of you." He paused. "Why didn't you ever tell anyone?" "Because of this. Because the second people know you have money, you become an ATM. That's depressing. That's reality." Ryan nodded slowly. "Mom and Dad are freaking out." "I bet. They keep saying they would have been proud, that they would have supported you. They're lying. To me or to themselves, I'm not sure." Lisa's falling apart. "She brought this on herself." "I know, but she's still my sister. Our sister." I looked at him. "You picking sides?" "No, I'm just saying it's sad." "It is sad. Sad that she thought she could steal from me. Sad that our parents supported it. Sad that I had to hide my success for 12 years to avoid exactly this." Ryan didn't argue, just sipped his coffee. "For what it's worth," he said, "I think you did the right thing." "Thanks. But Mom wants to talk to you." "No." "Dad too." "Still no." "They're really upset." "Ryan, they supported Lisa suing me for my house. There's nothing to talk about." He nodded. "Got it." Changed the subject. We talked about his job, his girlfriend, normal stuff. It was nice. The first normal family interaction I'd had in months. When we left, he hugged me. "I'm glad you're doing well, really." "Thanks, man. And just so you know, I'm on your side, even if I don't say it around them." That meant more than he knew. 2 weeks after the trial, something happened that made me laugh for the first time in months. My property manager called. "Mr. Harding, we got an application for Property 7. The tenant's moving out next month." "Great. Any good candidates?" "Well, there's one application. Name's Lisa Morrison. Says she's your sister." I was silent for a beat, then started laughing. "Mr. Harding? Reject it." I figured. Just wanted to confirm? "Yeah, hard no. Add her to the do not rent list." Already done. Lisa had tried to rent one of my properties, without telling me, after suing me. The audacity was almost impressive. I blocked her number that day. Blocked my parents' numbers too. I was done. Done being the backup plan. Done being the ATM. Done being the son they forgot about until they needed something. 3 months after the trial, I bought my 13th property. A nice 4-bedroom house in a better neighborhood. My new primary residence. The old house, the one Lisa had sued for, I turned it into a rental. Listed it for $2,200 a month. Had applications within a week. Chose a nice young couple. Teacher and a nurse. Lisa had wanted that house. Now strangers lived in it, paying me rent. Perfect. 6 months after the trial, my life looked completely different. Portfolio. 14 properties now. Added 2 more, a duplex and a small apartment building. Monthly passive income, $23,600. Net worth, $2.8 million. And I had a girlfriend, Emily. 32, architect, met her at a real estate networking event. She knew about my portfolio from day one. Wasn't impressed by the money, was impressed by the strategy. "You built this alone?" she'd asked on our first date. "Yeah." "That's hot." We'd been together 4 months. It was easy, no drama, no asking for money. Just 2 successful people enjoying each other. Meanwhile, Lisa's world was burning. The wage garnishment hit hard. $600 every 2 weeks, gone before she saw it. She couldn't afford her apartment. Got evicted after 2 months. Moved to a cheaper place, 1 bedroom in a rough neighborhood. The kids shared the bedroom, she slept on the couch. Todd filed for divorce 3 months post-trial. "I can't do this anymore," he told Ryan. "She destroyed us. The lawsuit, the debt, her entitlement, I'm done." The divorce was ugly. Todd got primary custody. Stable job, stable housing. Lisa got every other weekend. She was 38, divorced, living in a one-bedroom, working retail, paying me $200 a month in garnishment, barely seeing her kids. My parents tried to help her financially, gave her $10,000 from their retirement savings. It lasted 2 months. Gone to back rent, bills, lawyer fees. They couldn't afford more. Started realizing the situation was permanent. Mom called me. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. "Nathan, please, we need to talk. Your sister is falling apart. We were wrong to support the lawsuit. Please call us back." I deleted it. Dad tried too. Email this time. "Son, I know you're angry, but this has gone on long enough. Lisa is suffering. Your mother is crying every day. Can we please talk?" Dad? I didn't respond. Ryan kept me updated without me asking. Dad had a health scare. Nothing serious, but it shook them. That sucks. They want to see you. Not interested. Nathan. Ryan, they supported her stealing my house. There's nothing to talk about. He sighed. Fair. 8 months post-trial, something satisfying happened. Local real estate magazine did a feature on young investors. Somehow found me, asked for an interview. I almost said no, then thought, why hide anymore? Did the interview, talked about building the portfolio, strategies, investing young. The article came out with a headline, Self-Made at 35, How Nathan Harding Built a Multi-Million-Dollar Portfolio Without Family Money. That last part, without family money, I'd specifically requested. The article mentioned Harding built his empire through strategic investments and careful management, starting with a single condo at 23. Notably, he did it entirely independently, without loans or help from family. Extended family saw it. Aunt Carol texted, "Saw the article. So proud. We should celebrate." Uncle Mike. That quote about no family money. Perfect. They needed to hear that. My parents saw it too. Ryan told me Mom cried reading it. Dad just stared at the magazine for an hour. They realized they could have been part of this, Ryan said. They were invited to be part of my life. They chose Lisa instead. Yeah. 10 months post-trial, Lisa showed up at my office. I was at my desk reviewing a potential property deal when my assistant knocked. "Mr. Harding, there's a woman here to see you. Says she's your sister. No appointment." I sighed. "Tell her I'm busy." She says she'll wait. "Tell her I'm busy all day." 2 hours later, my assistant knocked again. She's still here. I looked out my office window, could see the waiting area. Lisa sitting there, looking rough. Hair unwashed, clothes wrinkled, face tired. I'll handle it. I walked out. "Lisa, leave." She stood up. Other clients in the waiting area watching. "Nathan, please, 5 minutes." "No, you sued me. We have nothing to discuss." "I need to talk about the judgment. Talk to the court. I'm not forgiving it. I can't afford it. It's destroying my life. You destroyed your own life when you tried to steal my house." She started crying. Loud, messy crying. "Everyone needs to know what kind of person you are. You have 14 properties and you won't help your own sister." My boss, Richard, came out of his office. "Everything okay, Nathan?" "My sister was just leaving." Lisa turned to Richard. "He's heartless. He has millions and watches me suffer." Richard looked at me. I stayed calm. "Ma'am," Richard said, "you need to leave or I'll call security. He's family. He should—" "Security it is." Richard pressed the button. 2 security guards arrived within a minute. Escorted Lisa out while she screamed about my greed and cruelty. After she left, Richard clapped me on the shoulder. "Family?" "Unfortunately." "The one who sued you?" "That's the one." "Good for you for standing your ground. Most people crumble under that pressure." I learned early. Crumbling just encourages them. Back in my office, I wasn't even shaken, just annoyed I'd lost work time. That evening, Emily asked how my day was. Lisa showed up at work. "Oh God, what happened?" "Security removed her." Emily kissed my cheek. "I'm sorry you have to deal with that." It's fine. She's desperate. Desperate people do desperate things. Think she'll try again? Probably, but I'll handle it. 12 months post-trial, my parents made their final attempt. I was at my new house, Property 14, where I live now, when Ryan called. Mom and Dad are coming over. To your place. How do they know where I live? I might have mentioned the neighborhood. They looked up property records. Ryan. I'm sorry. They begged me. Said they just want to talk. Tell them not to come. They're already on the way. I hung up. Waited. 20 minutes later, doorbell rang. I opened it. Mom and Dad on my porch, looking older than I remembered. What? Dad. Nathan, please. Can we come in? No. Mom. We drove an hour. I didn't ask you to. Dad. We need to talk about Lisa, about this family. There's nothing to talk about. Mom started crying. You're tearing this family apart. I didn't tear anything apart. Lisa sued me. You supported her. Those were your choices. Dad. We made a mistake. We didn't know you had other properties. So if I only had the one house, taking it would have been fine? Silence. That's what I thought. Mom. What about the judgment? She can't pay it. It's ruining her life. Not my problem, Dad. You don't need the money. That's not the point. She gambled. She lost. Now she pays. Mom. She has children. They're suffering. Emma and Jack are with Todd most of the time. They're fine. How do you? I keep tabs. Through Ryan. The kids are okay. Lisa's the only one suffering, and that's her own fault. Dad stepped closer. What do you want? What would make this right? Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You chose sides. You supported her trying to steal from me. That's unforgivable. Mom. We're sorry. We were wrong. Great. Apology noted. Doesn't change anything. Dad. So that's it? You're just cutting us off forever? You cut me off years ago. You just didn't notice because I didn't make a scene. I started closing the door. Mom. Nathan, please. Go home. Don't come back. I closed the door, locked it. Stood there listening to them on the other side, crying, pleading. Eventually they left. Emily came downstairs. You okay? Fine. That was brutal. Had to be. They don't hear soft no's. She hugged me. For what it's worth, I think you're handling this exactly right. Thanks. That night, I got an email from Lisa. Subject. Please. I almost deleted it without reading. Then curiosity won. Nathan, I know you hate me. I deserve it. I was desperate and stupid and greedy. I tried to take something that wasn't mine. I'm losing everything. My kids, my apartment, my dignity. The garnishment takes so much I can barely afford food. I'm begging you. Please drop the judgment. I'll never contact you again. I'll tell Mom and Dad to leave you alone. Just please. I'm drowning. Lisa. I read it twice, then deleted it. Emily watched me. What was that? Lisa begging me to drop the judgment. Are you going to? No. Why not? You don't need the money. I looked at her. It's not about the money, it's about consequences. She needs to learn that actions have consequences, that you can't just steal from people because you're struggling, that being family doesn't mean unlimited second chances. What if she never learns? Then she never learns. But I'm not rewarding her behavior by letting her off the hook. Emily nodded. I get it. Do you think I'm cruel? No, I think you're protecting yourself. There's a difference. She was right. 2 weeks later, I got news that made me smile. Ryan called. You're not going to believe this. What? Lisa tried to file bankruptcy to discharge the judgment. And? Court denied it. Said the debt stems from fraudulent activity, trying to steal property. Can't be discharged. I laughed. Actually laughed. So she's stuck with it? Yep. She'll be paying you for the next 7 years minimum. Perfect. You're really not going to forgive it? Not a chance. Nathan, I support you. I do. But don't you think? Think what? That I should feel bad? I don't. She tried to take my house, my home. She tried to steal the one thing that represented all my success. And Mom and Dad cheered her on. No, Ryan, I don't feel bad. Silence. Then, okay. Fair. You still talking to them? Yeah. But I don't tell them anything about you. Good. They ask, though, constantly. What you're doing, if you're okay, if you're still with Emily. What do you tell them? That you're thriving, that you're happy, that you don't need them. Perfect. Because it was true. I was thriving. Happy. Building a life with someone who valued me. And I didn't need them. Not anymore. Not ever again. 18 months after the trial, I proposed to Emily. We were at one of my rental properties, a renovated duplex with a rooftop view. I'd taken her there under the guise of checking on renovations. On the roof, overlooking the city at sunset, I got down on one knee. Emily, you're the first person who's loved me without needing anything from me. Will you marry me? She said yes before I finished the sentence. We set the wedding for 6 months out. Small ceremony, close friends, Emily's family. I made the guest list. Sent invitations. Ryan got one. My college friends, co-workers, Aunt Carol and Uncle Mike. They'd been supportive throughout. My parents didn't get one. Neither did Lisa. Ryan called when he got his invitation. They're going to find out. I know. They'll be devastated. Good. Nathan. Ryan, they supported Lisa trying to steal my house. They showed up at my workplace. They ambushed me at home. I don't owe them a wedding invitation. I know, I just wanted to make sure you were okay with this. I've never been more okay with anything. All right, then I'm honored to be invited. You're also my best man. Silence. Then, really? Yeah. You're the only family that stood by me. I'll do it. Thank you. Word got out fast. Small town, smaller community. People talk. My mother found out from Aunt Carol, who mentioned it casually thinking my parents already knew. Mom called Ryan crying. Nathan's getting married? And he didn't tell us? Ryan. He's having a small ceremony. We're his parents. You also supported Lisa suing him for his house. That was almost 2 years ago. Some things don't have expiration dates. She hung up on him. 2 days later, Dad called me directly. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. Nathan, we heard about the wedding. We want to be there. We know we made mistakes, but we're still your parents. Please call us back. I deleted it. Then I got a text from Lisa. Lisa. Heard you're getting married. Congratulations. I guess I'm not invited? Me. Correct. Lisa. After everything, you can't even let me celebrate with you. Me. After you tried to steal my house? No. Lisa. I'll always be your sister. Me. Biologically, yes. In every other way? No. She didn't respond. The wedding was perfect. Small venue, 50 guests, everyone who actually mattered. Emily looked incredible. Her family welcomed me completely. Her dad's toast. To Nathan, who built a life worth celebrating. Ryan's best man speech was perfect. Mentioned how I'd always been the steady one, the one who succeeded quietly, the one who didn't need validation. And Emily, he said, you're the first person who saw him for who he actually is, not who people wanted him to be. Emily cried. So did I. No parents in attendance. No sister. Just people who chose to be there. It was the best day of my life. 2 weeks after the wedding, my parents made one final attempt. They showed up at my house, the new one, bigger than the last, during Sunday brunch. Emily and I were hosting friends when the doorbell rang. I opened it. Mom and Dad, dressed up, holding a wrapped gift. Congratulations on the wedding, Mom said, voice shaking. Thank you. Goodbye. I started closing the door. Dad pushed it open. Nathan, please, 5 minutes. That's all we're asking. Emily appeared behind me. Nathan, everything okay? My parents were just leaving. Mom looked at Emily. You must be Emily. We've heard so much. From who? Emily asked coldly. Because Nathan doesn't talk about you. Mom flinched. Emily stepped beside me. I know what you did. Supporting his sister's lawsuit. Showing up at his work, harassing him. You don't get to play happy family now. Dad, we made mistakes. You made choices, I said. You chose Lisa over me my entire life. You chose to support her stealing my house. Those weren't mistakes. Those were priorities. Mom was crying. We love you. You love the idea of having a successful son you can brag about now. You didn't love me when I was building this. You loved Lisa. Only Lisa. That's not true. When's my birthday, Mom? Silence. What was my major in college? Nothing. What was my first property? She looked down. You don't know me. You never bothered to. And now you want a relationship because I'm successful and getting married and you can finally show me off. No. I handed back their gift. I don't want this. I don't want anything from you. Dad's voice broke. We're your parents. You're people I'm related to. That's all. Now leave. Emily closed the door. We went back to brunch. Our friends didn't ask questions. Just welcomed us back. That afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number, answered out of habit. Nathan Harding? Speaking. This is Greene County Court. We're calling about the judgment against Lisa Morrison. She's requested a hearing to negotiate terms. And? She's claiming financial hardship, asking for reduced payments or settlement. My answer is no. The judgment stands as is. You're sure? The court can facilitate? I'm sure. She sued me for my house. Lost. Now she pays. End of story. Understood. I'll note your response. 2 years post-trial, Lisa was exactly where her choices had led her. Still in the one-bedroom apartment. Still working retail. Still paying $100 monthly in garnishment. Still seeing her kids every other weekend while Todd had primary custody. She'd aged 10 years and 2. Gray hair showing, weight gained, face lined with stress. Ryan showed me pictures from Emma's birthday party. Lisa was there, looking like a ghost of herself. She asked about you, Ryan said. What did you say? That you're doing great. Married, expanding the portfolio, happy? How'd she take it? She cried. Good. Nathan. What? You want me to feel bad? She tried to take my house, Ryan, my home. The thing I worked 12 years to build. And Mom and Dad cheered her on. I'm supposed to forgive that? No, I guess not. I spent my whole childhood being the forgotten one, the one whose achievements didn't matter. I built an entire fortune in secret just to avoid their judgment and Lisa's jealousy. And the second they found out, Lisa tried to steal from me and they supported it. So no, I don't feel bad that she's struggling. Ryan nodded. I get it. Do you? Yeah, I do. She made her bed. Exactly. 3 years post-trial, Emily and I bought our forever home. Property 17. A beautiful house with 5 bedrooms, a pool, massive yard. The kind of place I'd dreamed about as a kid. Worth $850,000. Paid cash. We hosted a housewarming. Friends, Emily's family, Ryan and his fiancée. Someone asked, "Where's your family?" Ryan answered before I could, "We're right here." And we were. The family I'd chosen. The people who showed up. Who celebrated without needing anything in return. That night, Emily and I stood on our back deck, overlooking the pool, the yard, the life we'd built. Do you ever regret it? She asked. Cutting them off? Not once. Not even a little? Emily, I spent 35 years waiting for them to see me, to value me, to be proud of me for who I was, not who they wanted me to be. They never did. And when I finally succeeded on my own terms, they tried to take it. No, I don't regret cutting them off. I regret not doing it sooner. She kissed my cheek. I'm proud of you. I know. That's why I married you. 4 years post-trial, the garnishment finally ended. Lisa had paid off the full $56,400. Took her 4 years of $1,200 monthly payments. I got a notice from the court. Judgment satisfied. I looked at it, felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not vindication. Just nothing. The money had been automatically deposited into an account I rarely checked. I'd honestly forgotten about it. Emily noticed the letter. It's done? Yeah. How do you feel? Indifferent. That's growth. Is it? Yeah. You're not angry anymore. You're just done. She was right. I was done. Done with Lisa, done with my parents, done with the whole toxic family dynamic. I had Emily, had Ryan, had friends who showed up, had a business I'd built with my own hands. I had 17 properties worth $6.4 million, passive income of $38,000 monthly. A beautiful home. A wife I loved. I had everything I'd ever worked for. And I'd done it all without them. That was the real victory. Not the money. Not the properties. Not even the lawsuit judgment. The victory was building a life so full and successful that their absence didn't matter. They'd spent 35 years making me feel invisible. Now they were the invisible ones. And I'd never been more seen, more valued, more successful, or more at peace.